We're on your side tonight asking about who can pull you over. You've probably seen one of these while driving around Charlotte. Old photo, but you get the idea. They look just like CMPD patrol cars or SUVs, but they're labeled citizens on patrol. So that leads us to tonight's good question. One of our viewers asked us if those inside those vehicles can pull you over. See the answer. No, they cannot. But we do want to explain their duties for you. They are volunteers for CMPD's Citizens on Patrol program. The program started back in 2004 to include people like you at home in the effort to reduce crime and promote community involvement. Now, there are two classifications within this program. You have road patrol and you also have lake patrol. Patrol volunteers wear distinctive uniforms. They drive specially marked vehicles like we showed you, but they do not carry weapons, nor do they have any powers of arrest. They help out officers by citing handicapped parking and fire lane violators, doing vacation home checks, welfare checks as well, and they do also do some speed monitoring. For example, if speeding is a problem in a specific area of the city, these patrols will place mobile radar units along the road or highway. These monitor and display the speed of vehicles at the location, which reminds drivers of the speed limit, hopefully getting them to slow down. And citizens on patrol are often called upon to perform special duties also, including things like assisting officers with traffic direction at Carolina Panthers games, assisting with special events such as conferences, golf tournaments, charity events as well, and also participating in local community meetings and outreach events. Now you know. Now, to become a patrol volunteer, you have to attend approximately 80 hours of Citizen on Patrol training, which does include familiarization with CMPD procedures and equipment, traffic direction and driver training, participation in ride-alongs with current Citizens on Patrol to observe duty performance, and you have to know things like CPR, conflict resolution, and also crowd control.